Hello and happy N7 Day. I'm sure you all know that is today. If you don't, how on earth did you end up here? I'm Steve, and I'm just here to keep all these rogues with me in order. I'll let them introduce themselves, and I will start with this side on the screen, Mr. Gavin. Gavin, who are you, and what do you do with Mass Effect?
Hiya, I'm Gavin. I am the project manager and visionary for Mass Effect, the board game, at Modiphius. Obviously, not for the whole world.
No. I mean, you got to start somewhere, haven't you? And then on the lower tier, but not lower in any form of importance, please welcome new to our streaming little cave, Carys. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Carys. I am a former producer with BioWare. I worked on the Mass Effect board game with Modiphius, and I'm happy to be a part of this.
Cool. And finally, regular on stream time is Joe. Tell us about yourselves, Joe.
Yeah, hi, I'm Joe. I am the lead for the 3D resin team at Modiphius, and one of the sculptors that worked on these minis.
Amazing. So that's what we call burying the lead there. So there may be minis, but we always have this in things where people go, Joe's on. Maybe there's minis in this one. So
I did the minis in the board game, so that's what I was referring to.
True. Yeah, so I've buried the lead there. Carys, my housemate, loves your poster. We all love that poster.
It's not a poster. It's actually a double-wide body pillow that the gear store made a couple of years ago. I just thought it was so glorious. It was wasted on the bed, so now it is my backdrop for all of my Zoom calls instead.
Amazing! Oh my god!
When we were going through the approvals process, Carys was part of the approvals team that worked with us at BioWare, and every single Zoom call that we would have had Rex in the background. And when we first started, Carys had a strategically placed post-it note on him as well to spare everybody's blushes too. There he is, recumbent in all his glory today.
Yeah.
And it's actually a double-sided body pillow too, so the graphic on the other side is Rex doing a boy band, kind of
too hot for Twitch. I don't know.
That is too cute.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, I wish we were here to announce a line of Rex-themed body pillows, but we're not. So let's dive in. We're gonna take you through some stuff, and we'll start with Gavin. How long ago was it that we released Priority Hagalaz? When did that actually come out? Because time, as a wise man once said, is an illusion.
Yeah, absolutely. So the pre-orders were August 2024, and I think our street date was actually the end of September, so sort of October time. So it's been just over a year now that Priority Hagalaz has been out. We are now working on our 4th English printing as well, and we're in the 2nd revision of the game. We've had some amazing feedback from the community that have picked up where we could clarify rules, where we could fix a few spelling errors. Adrenaline, my god, the number of times everybody looked at those character sheets and our eyes just skipped over the word adrenaline. It was in front of so many different people before we caught that. And we've provided all of those updated pieces of information on as downloads as well. We're also into translations as well. So we've got translations for, I think, 7 languages are now available. It's in French, Spanish, Portuguese, Czech, Polish, Chinese, Brazilian, I want to say, a bunch of different languages. So yeah, we're doing really well. It's one of our best-selling board games that we've produced. It regularly sells out when we go to conventions as well. We take boxes and boxes and boxes of it. And any of you who are recently at Essen and were disappointed on day 2 and 3 because we've sold out, and the same at UK Games Expo and elsewhere as well. So it's really popular and has been a massive success for us.
Amazing. And I assume it's very likely that if you're in chat right now, you have a copy and you've played it. So if you have a favourite mission or something, your favourite part of the game, let us know, because it's always good to find that out. Do we want to say anything else before we move on to showing some things?
No, I'm quite happy to move on to showing things unless anybody
Cool.
else
I
has.
don't move on unless Gavin gives me the okay to. I don't do that.
We have some fun things to show.
We do.
You.
We do. So let's just see what happens. So, as you may have noticed, the word miniatures were used. So let's start right off with a brand new set of miniatures which we have to show you in render form. Not painted yet, but we'll be back when they are ready to go. This is Priority Threats Delta. So we've gone on to so this is our third Priority Threats box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about this, Gavin?
Yeah, sure. So the Priority Threats boxes are the bosses that you will face whilst you're in the missions for Priority Hagalaz. What you can see here is we have a couple of big stompy Geth and a Loki mech there. The Geth are from Tali's loyalty mission. And you can see there that we've got the Mass Effect 3 versions of them. So they've got 3 little headlights in their head. And they're equipped with their Geth assault rifles as well. And yeah, they're pretty big stompy guys. You saw them there in comparison with the Loki mech as well, so you can see that as primes should be, these guys are pretty statuesque.
Yeah, definitely. Was it always kind of like something we wanted to do to be able to bring in these things which we weren't able to do initially for Project Hagalaz? Because like I said, some of these are represented in missions by other things. Is this something we always had on the horizon that wouldn't that be nice to do?
Given the choice, I would make every single miniature that there is possible for Mass Effect. So the chance to bring in more miniatures was absolutely there. Yeah.
Definitely.
And we went through a number of different permutations. The loyalty missions especially were something that we worked really closely with the team at BioWare and Carys to work out how those loyalty missions were going to work, because they are the ones that were kind of most personal to the characters they represent. So Tali's mission needs to, what should we have in Tali's mission? And it needed to be something Geth or something fleet related, right? Yeah. And so working out what was going to be in there was really, really important for us.
Amazing. Joe, I will do my usual thing, which is like, please wave at me if you made these. But otherwise, hey, there we go. Joe sculpted these. Do you want to talk about what it's like to sculpt Geth?
Geth are, at least these ones especially, were big beastie boys. They are super mechanical, so that was fun. Lots of tubes, lots of extra wibbly bits is the best way I can explain it. But truthfully, they were super fun. We got to do some stuff on these that we don't always get to do with resin, especially, which is like having like free-forming like hollow areas with like the tubes. So some of them will, like, I think the one on the first one, Arm, it's been a while since I've looked at these, but like that one, you'll have to place yourself. Yes, that one. So that has a bit of space between it, which is pretty cool because it just gives it a little extra element of like dynamicness. And the heads were interesting to manufacture, so that was a process in itself. But I really enjoyed modeling these, and I was really glad I got to do the Geth, as well as I think Gavin keeps saying
Others
Yoki, but I think it's the Rampart.
Oh, the Rampart mech, yes,
yeah.
of course it is.
Yeah, it's the Rampart mech.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well,
but
so the Rampart mech is an upgrade of the Loki mech.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Let's not
but yeah, they were both.
It's N7 Day. We're all friends here. Let's not argue about the law. But there we go.
But
yeah, they were both super fun. It's definitely more on the mechanical side, clearly, since they're robot-esque feels and biomech. So it's fun having a bit of difference.
Yeah, we we did spend some time because the Rampart mech obviously has the tech armor that goes on it as well, where you get sort of the glowing holographic armor on it. And we did spend a bit of time to see if we could make that armor a separate piece so that we could cast it in sort of orange translucent resin. But it was just they would be like slivers of resin at this stage.
You guys would have been really mad at me. I know resin minis can sometimes be, you know, a project to put together, especially if there's multiple arms or multiple small pieces. If we had done that like clear resin add-on, you guys would have yelled at me and been like, why did you do this to us?
Yeah.
So it's a worthwhile thing to point out then. These are... I'm sorry, Jay.
Oh, no, it's fine. What were you saying?
I was just saying it's worthwhile pointing out, therefore, that just in case anyone missed it, we didn't say explicitly, these are resin minis. These are going to be resin sets, so not anything else. So, unless anyone else has anything particularly Project Threat Delta-y in their mind.
I'm just going to cut in here for a second, because Joe, I don't think I've had the chance to tell you. I don't think I've had a chance to tell you before, Joe, but I used to work on the department that did all the merchandising and licensing for BioWare, and so we were the first round of review and approval for every branded product, and these miniatures that we saw coming out of the Mass Effect board game were some of our favorite products that we got to see, and some of the ones that we had the least back on. Like, you guys nailed these miniatures. We were all so excited to see them, and they required very, very little review on our part.
Well, thank you for saying that, and I know our team cranked on it, so we're always happy to hear that like it's well received, but then also especially from the IP and the licensors itself, that like if they love it, that's what's important, and then also if the fans love it.
Great job.
Thank you.
It's really I mean, the relationship that we had during the approvals process and the relationship that we built up with BioWare was a really, really positive and productive one. We got great support from the studio, and you know, the feedback that we got was universally constructive and positive as well. So it was really fantastic working with BioWare and continuing to work with BioWare.
It's a lot of fun to work with you too, and so I stuck around. It was such a treat to work with before I wanted to do it again.
Cool.
Or continue to do so.
No, excellent. Let's move on away from priority threats, because with all these extra, wow, I was about to go so kind of QVC there. I was about to go like, with all these extra threats, you need some of your miniatures to hide behind. But battlefield scenery. We're finally doing some scenery for your games of Mass Effect. So there's going to be 2 sets. This is the first one. Unsurprisingly, following our naming convention, it is Battlefield Scenery Alpha. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so here we've got 2 different types of crate. We've got a standard crate and an ammo crate, and then in the background we have a cryopod. It's actually based on the sleep pods that you see in the Normandy. And the idea with the crates is you can use these to replace the loot tokens in the base game. The bases are actually big enough so you can put a loot token underneath them, so you can still preserve the flip it over to see what you've got. And we've got 2 different versions, the ammo crate and the standard crate, so you can have crates for your standard loot and your extra loot if you complete the relevant missions that unlocks the extra loot.
Amazing. And
then the cryopod in the background is for those missions where you have to go and rescue refugees or hostages or something like that as well.
Nice, cool.
The ones on the Normandy are actually attached to the ceiling. So Joe's team, I forget who it was on Joe's team that did this, had to do a bit of... Jose, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Had to do a bit of manipulation work to flip the arm around so that it was now standing on the floor rather than hanging down from the ceiling as well.
That's the problem with board games, isn't it? They rarely have ceilings.
They do rarely have ceilings.
Yeah, it's very rare. But no, he did great on these. Good.
That's so cute.
I think this is such a fun little enhancement to add to the core game. I know that's been something that we've been discussing since the game came out, is like, how do we enhance and expand like the current gameplay? We have such a fun game system here, and there's so many opportunities for just small things that are going to add substantial improvements. So I know I'm really excited just to get like these small things that are just going to make my gameplay so much more fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think they also add value to people who are just collectors as well, because you might be using the Mass Effect miniatures in some other game system. There are other game systems available, so I'm told.
Don't know about
You
that.
know,
Or just, off the top of my head, maybe making a diorama on top of your fireplace.
or
I was
maybe
about to
making a
say,
diorama
yeah.
on top of your fireplace, for instance. Yes, absolutely. I have a secret passion to create one of the maps, sort of an extra large size, for reasons that may become apparent, and include all of these elements in there and take around for demos as well.
That'd be so good. That'd be really good.
That'd be
An
wicked.
extra large map so that we can recline Rex on it.
So that's alpha. As I said, there's Battlefield Scenery beta as well. Beta.
Yeah.
It's been a long week. So you get a little bit more in here. Some walls, some gun emplacements, and I recognise that in the middle. I recognise who that is.
Yeah. So this is where we have managed to do some stuff with our translucent resin as well. Joanna, these were some of yours, weren't they?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
set is mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we've got here is the Cerberus turret down there on the left. We've got a bomb on the bottom right for those couple of missions where you've got bombs, and at the top we've got a data bank and we've got a terminal, and then obviously in the middle we've got a drone. The drone and the keyboard and screen from the terminal will be done in coloured translucent resin as well. So the drone will be clear, and then you can give it an ink wash or something to turn it into whatever colour you want it to be.
Nice.
And then the terminal at the top will have that lovely sort of Cerberus amber coloured keyboard and screen on it as well. And again, these are all elements from the game. There's a couple of missions where you've got bombs you've got to defuse. There's a couple where you've got to hack terminals, or you've got to gather data. There's a couple of missions where you have to escort a drone around, a repair drone, or in one of the finales it's where you're recovering the Cerberus database. And then lots of turrets.
Definitely. Lovely and Cerberus in the same sentence. Blasphemous. Give me a dozen of everything. Yeah, this is fun. I like these comments. Hi, April. Does anyone want to talk about... Actually, I would like to ask, actually, Joe, talking about some of these being in translucent resin, is there anything you need to bear in mind when you're being told something is going to be in translucent? How differently are you approaching it?
I mean, truthfully, most of the time it's maybe because it's miniatures. It's not like there's not different modeling that needs to be done, unless it's something being attached to. So then, with the computer server itself, with the screen, the computer terminal, not the server, like that one, I have to be mindful of, okay, if this is gonna detach and we're gonna keep it clear, that means that like if this is off because people have the computer off, it still needs to look nice underneath. So that would be an area that then I have to be like, okay, what does this look like with the screen turned off, and then look at those like in-game assets and be like, okay, how does this look? But yeah, as far as resin in clear itself, necessarily for sculpting, I don't have to worry about too much, just because we have good resin in our warehouse. And like the miniatures warehouse team and the resin team, production team are really good with what they have, so I don't have any worries. But as always, my statement is put UV paint on everything and add LEDs where you can. So on the drone, I believe the whole thing is clear resin. Someone can stick a LED light in the base and then it will glow and it'll look really cool. So
There we go. And if you do paint these when you get them, please put them on our Discord. We've got...
we love
to see the photos.
Literally, first thing I do most days is look at what people have been painting on our Discord. So please do join and show us your work. So we've seen a priority threats. We've seen some battlefield scenery. Thanks for coming to our stream. That's it. No, it's we have more threat. More threat. This is priority threats Epsilon. Look at these new threats. Gavin, tell us all about priority threats Epsilon.
We have some collectors. the poor, degenerate, mutated Protheans.
Poor.
One of the missions, you may recall, has got some cryo tanks that have got collectors inside them, and these are those fellas. There is a drone, an assassin, and I forget. Help me out here, Joanna. The last one is a guardian.
Guardian.
Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah. We've got some more translucent resin going on here. So the big shield that you see there that they're hiding behind, that's going to be in nice amber resin as well.
Nice.
So you can hide behind that. And yeah, collectors.
It's beautiful. I love it so much.
Gnarly organic armor, very much in contrast to the mechanical stuff we saw earlier.
Yeah. I really like the.
The best part about working on stuff like this is that we are all just genuine fans and get to like fan out when we see this cool stuff come up. It's like, yes, the fan in me always wanted this.
That's Absolutely. The thing. It's what we often say in these streams when people say, "But are you doing minis for such and such a thing?" And it's like, look, like you said earlier, Gavin. Given infinite time, and like, we would love to do minis for everything, but you know,
if I could clone Joanna 20 times and the rest of her team and had an infinite budget and infinite time, then I'd be happy.
Still wouldn't be enough. There'd still be more fun stuff we wanted to make.
There would.
Definitely.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the collectors is you'll notice they've got the different collector rifles as well. So one of them's got the particle rifle, and the other two have got the standard collector assault rifles as well. Which was a choice we made, diving deep into the lore to work out which of the different collectors carried which of the different weapons as well.
How often does that?
Yeah, we do.
Deep lore dives are my favorite.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we do our homework.
Yeah.
Did we often? It's interesting. That would be good to know. Carys is sending like you stuff to sign off for Project Hagelaz. Was there any times where we were just like, actually, what is the law? How many times did we cause homework?
I mean, it's not homework. It was an absolute treat. I can't believe this is actually my job to just pour through like the in-depth details, you know, when we were coming up with the different skill trees, and yeah, just making sure that all of the different abilities fit with kind of how they were unlocked throughout the games and were the right names for the right characters. And my team literally spent an entire day with just charts of all of the different character abilities and all of the different games, and just like flow charts, making sure everything fit together, and it was like so much fun.
Excellent.
I loved working on this game. It was an absolute treat.
We spent a long time working on the Paragon and Renegade choices, didn't we? Making sure that the Paragon choices really reflected what a Paragon should be, and that the Renegade choices were, you know, not the evil choice, but were the ones that were, you know, succeed at cost, or, you know, that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of fine tuning and getting the tone right for those as well.
Yeah, that was one of the really fun parts that I think, you know, fans of the video game and that understand like the story and kind of the intricacies behind it probably appreciate the thought that went into the Paragon versus the Renegade distinctions. You know, we had identified pretty early that it's not that Paragon is the good guy and Renegade is the bad guy. It was different motivations. It was the mission comes first, succeed at all cost, versus willing to go the extra mile. And so every time there was a Paragon or a Renegade decision, we were very strategic about like, how does that fit in with the Paragon or the Renegade kind of overall objective? And we really wanted to make sure that narratively, Party Hagelaz fit in with the board game or with the video game, and really did justice to the story that the studio has crafted. And really enjoyed working on that.
I think they do
one of the hardest.
Because,
sorry, Steve.
I was just saying, I do think they fit in because, like you said, it's like that's what makes, at least for me, like the Mass Effect games last, is because those choices are not just simply throw away. Oh, it's obviously the good one. That's obviously the bad one. There is a little more nuance to them like that. So it's good to see that, and it definitely ties in with that.
It was also one of the things that we realized is we have to make them mutually exclusive as well. You can't achieve both of them. It's one or the other, and you have to make a choice. And that was a big part of what we were working on, is making sure those choices are apparent and you understand what the consequences of those choices might be as well.
And as somebody that always plays Renegade Shepherd, I really wanted to make sure that there was justice done to the Renegade choices. It's not just like, this is the evil version. It's like, there's a different role and motivation. And guys, Jennifer Hale's Renegade Shepherd is some of my favorite voice acting of all time.
We spoke to Jennifer about, we obviously had the launch trailer that we did. We had YMIR voice for us, and that was highlight of my career, is having Mark, narrate some of the stuff that I'd written for him. And we spoke to Jennifer, and we wanted to see if we could get a sort of a Paragon flavor and a Renegade flavor version of the trailers, but we just couldn't get the diaries to work out, unfortunately, which is a real shame, because that would have been just chef's kiss.
That would have been good. That would have been good. Before we move on, Joe, do you want to shout out who modelled this? This wasn't?
Yes. Yeah, this was Ben, who absolutely smashed it on these, as always. So yeah, he did awesome.
Cool.
So many intricate little details, and you guys just did such a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say, like, there's a. Of course, it's an art, but like there is a fine line of like making sure you're getting like accurate character designs, and then also making sure it works for miniatures. So some of these guys have a lot of details. So yeah, so as I said, Ben smashed it on the collectors.
There's an additional step that's worth talking about as well. Once Jo and her team have completed the work, they then get passed over to our team down in Cornwall, and Martin and the guys down there then look at them to work out how we're actually going to make these things, because creating an STL is just one step in the process. And there's a really close interaction between the 3D team and the manufacturing guys, and working out which bits are going to come off and where the cuts go and how do you assemble it and that kind of stuff as well. And that's the next big step after they've been sculpted as well. And our team down there and the 3D team work really, really well to get a complicated organic structure like this that fits together in a sensible way.
Yeah, definitely. It's a long old process. Maybe one of these mini reveal streams at some point. We should get someone from Cornwall in. We should let them out of their miniatures cave and let them into the light, or we just keep them in there. It's hard to say, but because they're so busy. So let's move on then, unless anyone has any objections from Priority Threats Epsilon. We're now going to
see what else you got.
What else have we got? Well, what we've got is Priority Threats Gamma. 3, who could have guessed? The naming convention is helpfully predictable. This is, of course, a lovely, cuddly, friendly Ravager and some tentacly friends. Tell me about this nightmare fuel, please, Gavin.
So here we have our wiggly pustulant part of the presentation. We have the Ravager that you can see here. There's actually 2 Ravagers, Ravager A and Ravager B, and Ravager B is still undergoing some final tweaks at the moment. So you see Ravager A here.
It's not ready for its close-up just yet.
He's not ready for his close-up yet. He's a bit tired and emotional because Ravager B is actually what we would call the burst version. And those of you who remember from Mass Effect 2 and 3, the Reaper-fied Rachni that we're seeing here, when you shoot them, their big belly sacks burst open and they release the little skittery guys that come after you. And so we have another version of the Ravager that is post-burst.
Yeah, it's gnarly looking. It's amazing. Jose did great.
I like that when these miniatures appeared, Bokut Gaming in chat was like, "Oh my!" And now you've made the description. They've revised their statement to, "Oh no!"
Oh no!
which is
that's an appropriate reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So again, the Ravagers. The Ravagers are boss minis on one of the missions. You face 2 of them in the game. And here we have the wiggly tentacle boys. These are amongst some of my favourite here. These are the sensory tentacles from Thresher Maw, and you recall there is a mission where you are being threatened by a Thresher Maw, and the wiggly tentacles come up through the floor. These were Jose, weren't they?
Yeah. Yep. This whole set was Jose.
Yeah. We spent some time looking at how we could make the sensory tentacles not break because they're tentacles, so they're naturally long and thin, and B, not be too top heavy as well. So you see we've got some bits down at the bottom there which give them a bit of extra weight in their base, so they'll be a bit more stable as well.
Interesting. So Joe, you say these were
so many good memories of playing the video game, and you get to a big flat area and you're just like, no, there's gonna be a Thresher Maw in there.
Suspicious boss arena area.
Yeah.
Joe, you mentioned these are sort of put together by Jose. So I was like, is that like a kind of is that a thing where you think, oh, this is particularly gribbly and tentacly, give it to Jose, or is, because you must all like know each other's specialities and preferences and stuff.
So there's yes and no. So some of the time it'll be not priority out, handed out depending on strong suits or whatnot. I mean, for the most part, like as everyone can see, like we have a solid team of sculptors, so really I feel confident giving anyone anything within our team. But then, some stuff you might be like, oh, I've seen that you've done this before. I know that you can handle it. Like, let's get you on this one as well. And then also depending, like for these, we did the sets kind of really as sets. So each person kind of just got a set. So whatever was in that set, that's what they worked on. So it varies from project to project. But yeah, there's sometimes, if someone has a keen preference on like, oh, I really like doing maybe I really like doing Geth, or maybe I really like doing collectors, or etc. Then, if someone has a little bit of a higher, like, hey, I really like these, can I do that? Like, then we'll be like, yeah, no, of course. So yeah, we try to keep it fun. And then yeah, as I said, like the team as a whole, solid. I absolutely love and appreciate all of my team members. They all do amazing work, so I can't praise them enough, really.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it just ties in what we were saying earlier. So, both Carys and Gavin have already mentioned is that we're all kind of like fans of all the stuff we make. So it's like there's never anyone going like, oh, you know what? I don't think I fancy doing the Geth. So there's always someone who's like, no. give me the Geth, let's go.
Yeah.
So
I will happily take that.
Exactly.
I've said this before. I've said it to Carys previously, but when I came for my interview at Modiphius, like, I don't know, 500 years ago or whenever it was, one of the questions that Chris asked me was, if you could work on any IP, what would it be? And my answer was Mass Effect. So, 2.5 years ago, whatever it was, when we heard that that we were going to be working on the IP, and Chris was like, just casually mentioned in conversation, oh yeah, we're going to be working on Mass Effect. And I was like, you're doing what? And it was immediately me. So yeah, it's absolutely been a pleasure to work on the game and work with the amazing talented team that we've had with Eric and Calvin as well, and everybody at BioWare and all of the internal teams.
Amazing.
Yeah, getting to do anything regarding Mass Effect in an official capacity was absolutely such a dream come true.
Yeah,
definitely. Let us. I think we've had enough tentacles for now. So let's move on from Prototypes Grammar. That's all of the priority threats we're going to show you today. So those are all the sets, but it's not over. Next is this next slide's going to have two things on it, and Gavin's going to need to explain how they are different from each other, because he did explain it to me, and I've forgotten because it's been a long week. So, Gavin, tell us about the Atlas Mech.
Sure. So the Atlas Mech is an Atlas Mech. As you can see here, it is a Cerberus mech, and when you pick up the Atlas Mech, you will actually get 2 miniatures. And what we have in there is we have some props that I happen to have here. You get a full-sized Atlas Mech, and you get a mini Atlas Mech marker. And the idea is that the full-size Atlas Mech, his base is too big to fit into the hexes on the board game map. So what you actually have is a little marker mech that you can put down on the board game map, and then you have full-size mech that you can keep for your diorama / shelf / what have you. And I just want to, I've got a one of the PVC models from the board game here, which I'm just going to rest
just going to put
on
you
the base there.
There you go, so people see a bit better. There you go. There's the scale. So obviously that's the thing, isn't it? When we're dealing with board games, there's a bit more sort of extrapolation of size and stuff. But it's a mech. We want to make that to scale as well. So there
this
we
is
go.
actually the in-game size for the large mech as well. So your Atlas Mech there, and his claw is open. I don't know if you can see that there. His claw is open, so he can actually carry Shepard around if he wants to. There we go. You can grab him and carry him around.
I'm sure at some point we will put some scale comparisons on Discord or something, but people can see the exact scale. But yeah, so they get the two versions there. Joe, who's
Can I advocate
for
for more at scale miniatures? Can we get more of these?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the plan is that, should, maybe, I don't know, perhaps we expand the wave further, then I'd always wanted to be able to do, miniatures as close to the real size as we could. And we saw the Geth earlier on, statuesque boys, and they just about fit in the hexes on the map. The Ravager as well, they've got quite a big base and they just about fit in the hexes on the map. But we had the choice of either scaling the Atlas Mech down so it would fit onto a smaller base, or maybe doing something clever with it. And I thought, well, we've got markers already, why not do two?
Yeah, I think that's
have a game marker and a full size one.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like there's the two options, and that's the thing we've seen as well is, it's really awesome seeing in chat all the people who have shown a bit of love for the Mass Effect board game. It's really great, and it's kind of like it does sort of feel nice to sort of like realise how many different people are enjoying it in different ways. There are people obviously playing the game, there are people enjoying the minis, and there are people who are doing both. And it's like this feels like a sensible, logical thing to do to combine both of those to be like proper scale board game piece, and they're not mutually exclusive.
And incidentally, if there is anybody there who has 15mm miniatures, the mini mech is just about the right scale to use with 15mm miniatures as well.
I mean,
just added an unexpected bonus.
Like we said, there are other games out there, but we're not going to talk about them right now. Let's carry on and talk next about another big chap with a little friend, the Brute.
Yep, the Brute. This guy. I'm going to let Joanna talk about this guy because this guy was a challenge.
Yeah, he was. So Ben did both the Atlas Mech and the Brute. But yeah, getting him to fit, getting his claws, I just can't praise my team members enough. Like, Ben did such a good job, not only just getting this to work, obviously at the nice big scale, but even then condensing it back down to the smaller scale that fits on the board game. Like, there's a lot of thinking that has to be involved in like tolerances and whatnot. So it wasn't an easy one to just be like, yeah, we'll just do this. Like, we're like, oh no, this has to fit on specific base sizes, and we have specific sizes to hit. And so yeah, it was a project.
I mean, I suppose it's worth pointing out as well, just in case anyone's assuming that it is not simply a case of like doing one model, then grabbing the scale slider and being like smaller, bigger, done. There's what are the choices that need to be made there? What's the differences between making a model between these two scales?
Yeah, so especially on this one, you can start to really see it like on his arm specifically, where we have, we do have tubes that are coming off the arm, and then on the smaller one, they're now attached to the arm because if we tried to do the same, that tolerance would be so thin, those pieces would be just so snappable, and also again with these being resin, you'd have to put it on yourself. It's so tiny that we really are trying to think of like not only just like feasibility of manufacturing, but feasibility of building, of painting. Like we're really trying to think across the board for like everyone's benefit and still keeping it on character that like we really give you the best that we can. So yeah, so then with this one specifically, as Steve was saying, it isn't a matter of you start big and then you just scale it down and it's fine. Like there's rivets that we either have to completely remove or to simplify down. There's some details that really have to start to all of a sudden get like even thicker because once they're scaled down, they're too thin. Like the spines on his back and whatnot. But yeah, so that's all kind of stuff that you have to go and account for. It's a little bit easier if you go to start small first and then go bigger. But even then, you still have tolerances that you have to think about. Because sometimes going from small to big, now you have massive jumps between clothing layers, and you're like, well, that doesn't look great. Like I need to bring that back in. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it.
I remember chatting to someone at a con once, and they were like, they were talking about Fallout, but the it still stands what they're saying. Where they're like, "Oh, surely you can just like take the model from the game and just like and it's like if the amount of polygons in that is not a fraction of what we need for this level of detail. We should be so lucky that we could just grab that. But yeah. So, Gavin, what size bases are we talking here? Just because I don't think we've actually. Have we mentioned this, or did I?
Well, here's one I prepared earlier. Let me just measure the base.
The way you're measuring because you forget.
I can't wait to see how people paint these.
Yeah, we've already had people saying that in chat that they want to do a custom build and putting a top hat and a cane in this guy's hand. So he's like, "Come on, my baby, come on, my darling." I think that's amazing. I want to see that.
I did see a few of them lined up when I was down in Cornwall. And I was like, that's a chorus line. That's a brute chorus line.
It's a chorus line, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, again, the brute, we've got a mini-me and the full-size brute as well, because the brute is the same. He's on a 50mm base. Same as the Atlas. I meant to mention with the Atlas, one of the things that the team did is that the arm joints especially and the torso joint on the Atlas have got locator pins in them, but they're also ball and socket joints as well. So there's a degree of, there is an intended pose as you see it there, but there is also a degree of posability in it as well. Excellent. So if you wanted to have, gun down, arm up or something, you could do that too.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, that's grand. That's grand.
Yeah, all of the bigger models are on a 50mm base.
Cool. Excellent. Bigger models, you say? Shall we show off?
I did say bigger models.
Bigger models, Mr. Gavin. So let's show off our last miniature for this stream. There've been a few people guessing in chat. No one's guessed at this yet, but the YMIR. Here we go. Another double scale miniature.
Yeah, the YMIR. The YMIR is my favourite, I think, out of this set because it's Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. Were they in Mass Effect 1? They might have been in Mass Effect 1, I can't remember. And it's just such a big, chonky, stompy, shooty boy. And he's brilliant. I love him. Again, we've got a mini YMIR, and big YMIR. This one's also got some posability built into it. Again, ball and socket joints. And the hands can also be depicted closed or open as well.
Cool.
So yeah.
You said Joe. You said Ben did the first two. Whose work is this?
Yes, Domingo did this one. So yeah, he again, like with everyone, but like he really spent some time on that left arm with the posability of like open versus close. And kind of saying as before, like when we scale back down and we go smaller, there's decisions to be made. So closed version is just for the small one, but yeah, the big one gets a couple options, which is nice.
Amazing.
But yeah, he did amazing on this.
You should also say that Domingo also did all of these renders as well.
Yes.
and it's witchcraft how he actually gets these renders to look like they're actually made out of resin,
Yeah.
and the plastic bases look like plastic.
Definitely.
He is a magic man.
He is,
Sometimes
yeah.
I'm like, are you just taking photos of product? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember for a different game, I was looking through a folder and I was like, oh, I really like the picture of that miniature. Can you get it in a different lighting? And he was like, that's a render.
That's not real, Gavin.
What is this wizardry?
What is this witchcraft? Yeah.
Carys, I would like to ask you, Atlas, Brute, or YMIR. Pick one.
Oh, I like the brutes. I just thought they were such neat looking enemies, like visually. I really like the way that they came out.
Amazing, that's cool.
Mechs are cool. I like the
yeah.
robots. But yeah, those brutes just look so interesting and so fun.
Yeah,
although they were so scary to fight in the game.
Yeah. Calvin is in the chat, Calvin Wong, who was
Yes.
one of the designers of the game, and he mentioned earlier on as well that just seeing the brute standing like that makes you want to span the adrenaline rush key. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I always used to play Vanguard, so I'm like, okay, I can charge it, but I need to find somewhere else to charge straight away.
And then I need to get way back.
Yeah. Charge, Nova, shotgun, run away!
Definitely. Chiari, my bank account is in danger here. Do not worry, Chiari. That's it. Those are all the miniatures we have to show you. So today, maybe, who knows? I can't remember who said it. Someone said in chat, like at the start of this, they were like, "Oh my god, Mass Effect!" I wasn't expecting new stuff, and it's like, so hopefully, maybe, if you all like this stuff, what we're showing you today, there'll be more in the future. But obviously, we can't say now. But we love Mass Effect, and we would love to do more. So if we can,
It's okay.
Yeah, all right.
It's only
on.
okay.
You're just trying to be cool now. So those are minis, and we don't have anything else to tell you at all. Unless
do we?
Unless we, yes. Buckle up, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Gavin, please tell us about Armax Arsenal Arena.
Okay, so Armax Arsenal Arena for Mass Effect the board game is going to be our new expansion for Priority Hagalaz. Development starts on it in 2026, and we expect it to be releasing early 2027. It's a working title. It might not eventually be called Armax Arsenal Arena, but we are working on an expansion for it. It's not going to be a new standalone product. It is going to be expansion for Priority Hagalaz.
Yep.
And we are looking at new ways that you can play Priority Hagalaz. We will be bringing in new squad mates as well. There will be 6 new squad mates, I think, unless there isn't. There will be new missions, new loyalty missions. There'll be new ways to play through Priority Hagalaz as well, and there will be new enemy groups as well. So some of the miniatures you've seen this afternoon may well just be the first in perhaps some new lines of miniatures that we'll be bringing in.
Well, obviously, if we're saying there are going to be new squad mates, then there will be new miniatures for those squad mates, so we will have those to show you. It's one of those ones where, obviously, saying things like, the title, maybe we think it's going to be this, maybe it will, maybe it won't. That's the problem when you have something like N7 Day. You can't move it and think, well, maybe we'll tell you in a month when we know a little bit more. But if we didn't do this today, when else the heck are we going to do it? So this maybe explains a little bit, perhaps. Gavin, do you want to talk about exactly why, therefore, Carys is with us today?
Yeah, so Carys worked with us on the Priority Hagalaz. She was the community manager and producer at BioWare, and she's going to be joining us as part of the team for Armax Arsenal Arena as well, along with Eric and Calvin, who worked on the original game, and all of our fabulous developers and playtesters. To bring Armax Arsenal to all of our lovely fans.
Excellent. Joe, have you? There's probably nothing you can really say here, is there? Anything you can say can be used against you in a court of law at this stage.
Yeah.
Because,
all I can say is I'm excited for what's to come. I have some things I'd like to put dibs on. So we'll see what happens.
Will there be more transparent resin in the future for you to sculpt for?
Oh,
that is not a me decision. That's a Gavin decision. But yeah,
every opportunity, everything's going to be in transparent resin from now on.
But yeah, so I will not say anything to be held against.
In
against
chat,
me, but
Chiari
I'm
is like, can you blink the names of upcoming sword mates in Morse code, please?
If I knew Morse code.
Yeah, if I've done it by accident, amazing.
Exactly.
Out of my subconscious.
It was the best of times, it was the blurst of times. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
the only thing.
Gamo's suggestion, Blasto.
Yeah, Blasto's got to get Blasto has to have an expansion all of their own. I think
Exactly.
the Blasto Chronicles, I think, is going to be the one. Yeah, it's a bit of
every
a
tentacle and a lover in every port.
Amazing.
Amazing.
It's going to be a bit of a smorgasbord of squad mates, and to be fair, the lineup isn't set yet either. So we may change, as we did with Priority Hagalaz. Our original plan for the squad mates that we had in Priority Hagalaz changed as it went along. Calvin has spoken elsewhere about how he had Mordin set up and ready to go, and we just didn't have the space, if you like, to be able to bring Mordin on board as well. So we've got a bunch of stuff we want to do.
Exactly. So I would heartily recommend to anyone in chat who wants to shoot their ideas or suggestions or thoughts and dream casting, if you will, for Armax Arsenal Arena, come and join us on the Discord, where we waffle about all these things all the time, and occasionally PMs will accidentally spoil something. No one in this chat. I'm looking at you, Jamie. He's out there. But
I was about to say, is it Jamie that you're playing?
It's always Jamie. It's always Jamie.
Jamie is our Tom Holland, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
In that he has to be sent to all events with Benedict Cumberbatch to make sure they. It's fine, but yeah, do come and join us, because it's the best place, and also a lot of as Gavin mentioned at the start, the changes and the updates and the tweaks that have been made to Mass Effect in its already its short lifespan. A lot of that is down to people helping out and chatting and sharing their notes and their thoughts and their observations on Discord. So please do come and chat to us. It sounds a bit desperate and needy, but it's just quite fun. So there we go. We will stop and come off there. What I would love to do is, if we could go around, and we're going to start this time. We're going to go in reverse order to what I did before. So Joe, can you tell me once again, tell people who you are, what you do, but also what you're most excited about that you've seen today, or that we've revealed today, because you saw it all ages ago.
I have seen it all. Yeah, so again, my name is Joe. I'm the lead for the 3D resin team at Modiphius and one of the sculptors. And yeah, I think, what am I most excited for? I really want to see 50 million tentacles and just on a board. I just want to see a mission where someone decides to blast the entire board with all the tentacles, and then maybe throw a non-branded type of small mechanoid car because they're my favorite in the middle and try to fight them all. That's what I would like to see.
It's never the answer I expect.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but there you go. Cool. Thank you, Joe. Carys, please just tell people again who you are and what were you particularly into that we revealed today.
Yeah. My name is Carys Richards. I'm a former producer for BioWare. I worked on the communications and business development team. I'm currently studying software development to make more of a pivot into the tech role because I love designing games and stuff. You can check me out, Carosaurus, on itch. I'm putting together my first little mini platformer game. The thing that I'm really excited about this is just having more opportunity to keep working with Modiphius. I was an integral part of the studio approval process and the review getting the Mass Effect board game Priority Hagelas out, and it was one of the highlights of my time working with partners and creating products. So any opportunity that I can contribute and keep working, I'm so happy to be a part of this.
Amazing. Thank you very much, and thanks for being here. It's been really great having you. Gavin, last of all.
Yeah, so I'm Gavin. I'm the project manager and visionary for Mass Effect, and I'm senior project manager and process manager, which is really dull, for Modiphius. I'm responsible for implementing all of the EU regulations and all that kind of stuff, as well as
you're not helping your case.
I know. I'm just digging the hole deeper, aren't I? Yeah. I do fun things. I promise. I promise I do fun things. And what am I most stoked for? Can't tell you because I know what's coming. But I am stoked for all of it. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm Steve. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for hanging out with us on the N7 day. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's one of the things I didn't expect when I was going to start this job, that I'd be doing something like this. But this has been absolutely lovely. Please do go and drop us a follow either here or on our YouTube channel, or which you can easily find. You know how the internet works. And I'm pretty excited about the multi-scale mechs, because I love a mech, I love a posable mech, and that's all I need. I want them. I haven't got them yet.
These are prototypes.
That's it. We're not going to really just answer too many questions because we've basically told you all we can. But I did see someone say, like, asking things like, well, when. We can't tell you yet, but in the future.
I can say the miniatures should be out the early part of next year in a staggered wave release.
He's gone off script. This wasn't in the discussion.
Sorry. Miniatures will be early part of next year, and then the expansion starts development next year and will be early part of 2027.
Exactly. So we will exactly when they're ready, but ideally that's when we're looking for. So yeah, come join us in the Discord, and you'll get all the information as soon as we are able to share it. I think that's it. I'd like to say thank you to everyone for joining me on this special day. Have happy N7 day. If I wasn't off to the pub, I would go and play Mass Effect now. But I'm off to the pub. It's what Shepard would want, I feel.
I think so.
I should
Exactly.
go.
I should go.
Oh no, wait! We said that for the end. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We should do it.
My final thing. I just wanted to thank all of the Mass Effect fans that show up and continue to love and support the franchise. We do this because we're also fans, and we just love seeing people come together and support the Mass Effect IP. So thank you for being fans.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Cool. All right. Well, have a great N7 day, whatever you get up to, and a great weekend, and we will catch you very, very soon. Thanks for coming, everyone. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.